In Cognos, content is a space where Cognos stores all of its reports and dashboards. In order to access content, we will have to go to main menu, and then we will click on content button. A new page will be opened, and this new page will have 3 tabs at its top. Now this first tab, My Content, is reserved for current user. So this is working space for current user, and current user can create any report or dashboard in this space. But those reports and dashboards will not be visible to other users. If current user want to share some report with other users, he will have to move that report to team content space. In team content space, we have folders that are shared among different users, but not all of these folders would be visible by each user. For example, we could have users that can only see these 2 folders, and we can also have users that can only see this folder. This all depends on the level of privileges that each user has inside of Cognos. Now, in this area, we can create some item. It is allowed. For example, if I click on this button, Add Folder, I will create new folder. I will name it F1. I will click on Add, and new folder will appear. But if I enter this calendars folder, and then calendar subfolder, and then if I enter this source files subfolder, and if I try to create a new folder here, I will click again on Add Folder button. I will give it the name F1. Add. I will be forbidden. I'm not allowed to create new items here, so that is also possible. That we cannot create some item inside the folder. Also, we can see all of the items inside of that folder. Now, while we are browsing through folders, this breadcrumb will be created for us. So we can use that breadcrumb to orientate where we in hierarchy of folders, and we can also use that breadcrumb to go back in that hierarchy. So we can click on calendars, and I will just go back in the hierarchy, or I can click on some subfolder, and I will go in advance through that hierarchy. We also have this third tab, samples, and here we will find samples that are provided by IBM. Now I will go back to my content tab, and I can see that in this tab I have many folders and items, and different items of different type are labeled with different icons. We can see what each icon means by using main menu and going to new. So we can see that for that data modules and explorations and dashboard, we have different icons. But here is also a column that will tell us of what type is each item in this list. Now, if we want to modify this list, we can use these buttons here. We can filter this list. If I click here, I can, for example, type here find report. When I click enter, only reports with that term in their names will be filtered. I can remove filter by clicking on this X here. I can also filter by type of item. For example, I can filter only folders and data items. We can also filter by the time when items are modified. For example, I can only filter for today modified items, and I will remove this filter. Now we can also sort elements. We can sort them by the time when they are modified in descending order, or we can just leave it as it is. We already saw how to create a new folder. Now, by using this button, we can create a link, just like some internet link. But if we click here, we will see that we are not allowed to do that, so we will just skip this option. We can refresh all of the data in this list. We can change height of lines in this list. We can make them short or compact. And this option will also influence start page. Then, besides presenting these items as a list, we can present them as tiles. Here we can see at the top that we have short tiles there for folders, and these bigger tiles below are for other items. We will go back to list view. Now, beside each of these items, we have this action menu. If I click here, I will get a list with all of the major options for this site. Also, if some of the items is selected by clicking on this checkbox, this blue menu will appear. In this blue menu, we have different buttons. We can also do something with this selected item. We can create new items. We can open the details pane, or we can delete this item, or we can cancel this selection. So if I click on cancel, nothing will be selected in this list. And beside all of this, we also have some buttons that exist in main menu. Those buttons are new and upload data, and they also appear in this content space. We can see them here, and with new we can create some new items directly in our content.